This episode is brought to you by the Weather Channel app. Did you know the app can help you forecast more than just the weather? With allergy tracking and flu risk mapping. So you know when to stay inside and load up on podcast. As well as air quality and UV indexing. So you know when to get outside, load up on sunscreen and podcast. Forecast more of what you love with the Weather Channel app.
This episode is brought to you by Skylight Frame. It can be tough being so far away from loved ones, but here's a gift idea that can help you stay connected. Give them a Skylight digital picture frame. It's a touchscreen photo frame you can send pictures to anytime, anywhere, right from your phone. And the easy setup makes it the perfect gift for everyone. For a limited time, get $15 off your purchase at skylightframe.com/laugh. That's skylightframe.com/laugh.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Bwaaa!
Bwaaa trash fight all through the night, deep in the heart of Texas. The trailer park is nice and dark, deep in the heart of Texas. That drinks his brew and he spits his chew, deep in the heart of Texas. The TV blares but no one cares, deep in the heart of Texas. Here we go!
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Bwaaa.
Bwaaa.
King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
Rusty, we are, I hope you got full. Today is Black Friday.
Today is Black Friday.
It's time to hit your neighbors and friends in the face for a toaster.
Yeah, it is. Time to fight people for shoes.
You know, I remember when Black Friday started.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's pretty much existed
Your whole life.
for what I can remember my whole life. It's not as rabid
Yeah.
as it used to be
Yeah.
because now we have the technology Friday.
Sure.
And they start like 2 weeks before and
Sure.
it ends 2 weeks after Black Friday.
Yeah.
So Black Friday has become like this weird, huge
To me,
thing. But
to me, Black
no.
Friday, it seems like it starts November 1st at this point.
Yeah.
And it means nothing.
It doesn't
anymore.
really mean anything. They slash prices and tell you you're saving money, but this is the trick. The only way you save money is by not spending money. Just because
Sure.
it's half off doesn't mean you saved money. It means you spent less than what it would cost to buy it.
Well, and the other thing is like those TVs that are real cheap,
Yeah.
shit like that.
It's crazy how cheap
those
they are.
Those are made especially for Black Friday sales.
Yeah.
So they're made very cheaply, and they do not hold up. So just be buyer beware
Yeah.
what you get on a Black Friday. But you can get some good deals on things, especially if you're the one that I took advantage of the most was always like toys. You know, like
Toys,
for the kids. and
Computer
stuff.
parts are pretty
Yeah.
real good to
Yeah.
get. I built my son's Christmas present a couple years ago
Oh, cool.
off of Black Friday and
Built
ended
him a
up
PC.
this is a couple years back
Mhm.
now, but ended up spending like half of what we would have spent
Yeah.
to have him a really, really good computer.
Yeah, a lot of it's labor.
Yeah.
I used to, and I know I keep revealing things about myself, but I used to have a little computer repair shop.
Okay.
That was way back in the day, probably
Yeah, yeah,
30
yeah.
years ago. And we were selling 486s. If anybody knows what that is, you get a prize. And then I remember we were selling sticks of RAM. They were 256K. I mean, they were
Yeah.
not
Nothing.
big, right?
Yeah, nothing. My phone's got quadruple that,
Yeah,
if not
but
more.
they were $200-something a stick, you know, at the time. I remember when AMD processors came out because we started
Wow.
carrying them,
Yeah.
and
And they had AMD processors 30 years ago?
yeah, and they would get so friggin' hot. Those things would overheat in
Yeah.
like 5 minutes. And so we had to like explain it every time. Oh, you got to keep it real cool, you know.
You got to keep it cool. You got to keep it on ice.
I think we
Yeah.
had one catch fire. Yeah, when we
That
were building
hot?
things. Yeah,
Whew.
it got super hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, got out of that business, moved a little more into the tech stuff where you don't have to build things all the
I
time.
saw a K Pro on Facebook Marketplace
Really?
for sale, working with like a stack of like floppies and everything for it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I would not, with all this rebooting of things and bringing things back out and stuff like the tiny Dreamcast and stuff like that, or not tiny Dreamcast. It was a tiny.
They had a
Genesis.
PlayStation, a Genesis, Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo.
Yeah,
I have some of those.
You can now buy an Atari 2600 again, but they're like $149 at this point.
Yeah.
But they do play all the cartridges.
Oh, they'll play all the old cartridges
And
too.
there's a new game that just came out for Atari 2600.
Well, that's what a lot of people don't know. And it's weird. It's about Brazil specifically, and Sega.
Brazil,
They still make Sega games in the Brazil market.
really?
It was just a big, huge thing. There's still like an independent underground like group of people that make games for Sega still, but it's like just Brazil.
What do you think it is about Brazil? Because like Jennifer Love Hewitt, please be on our show, which is another podcast that I do, where we just beg Jennifer Love Hewitt to come on the show.
And it does pretty good. Yeah,
it does pretty well. Here lately, I've been generating stories and reading them or having somebody read them.
Yeah.
The last two stories, one of them was Jennifer Love Hewitt stops a bank robbery. And then the next one was Jennifer Love Hewitt gets a medal for stopping the bank robbery and then gets to appear on Paw Patrol. So those are
that's fun. That sounds a lot of fun. Yeah.
Those are the last two stories, and I just looked at the stats today, and Brazil is almost double the downloads of the U.S. Tell me why that is. I tried looking up and see if there was any connection between Jennifer Love Hewitt and Brazil.
I don't know.
I think it's probably all those Nazis.
Did you accidentally click Brazil ad targeting?
No, I did not.
Because it was like that. It was like when we were like topping the Finland iTunes charts.
Yeah.
It was because I guess it was Finnish ads in front of our episodes, like our pre-rolls or whatever, were like in Finnish. So
well, maybe I need to double check that. But yeah.
Well, I mean, either way, Brazil. That's
Brazil
crazy.
has always loved that show for some reason.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it is.
Brazil.
It's such a weird little show, but that is where all the Nazis went, right?
Argentina.
They
went to South America as a whole, but Argentina was the main place they went. There was a guy I played video games with online that's an Argentinian, and when he was growing up as a kid,
his name is Hitler.
Nah, he's actually full Argentinian. He's not German ancestry, but he had. He lived in a rural area that was close to one of these Bavarian-style villages in Argentina where a lot of German immigrants live. And I think the largest German immigrant population outside of Germany, other than the United States, I think is Brazil or Argentina, one of those, somewhere in South America.
Weird.
But he lived in a rural area, and they used to have to walk the cattle into town and stuff like that. And because it's a big cattle area, Argentina,
is that
they do a lot of.
Euphemism for going to the bathroom?
No. Actual cattle. It's a big. They're one of the largest cattle producers in the world.
Guys, you got to give me a couple minutes. I got to walk the cattle into town.
Yeah. So he would walk the cows into town, and he befriended a kid while he was doing it, and he used to go hang out with the kid at his house. And there was just tons of Nazi paraphernalia. And he never, as a kid, as a child, he didn't know. He was just a poor.
You're not putting two and two together there.
He was an Argentinian farmer's son, so he didn't. He was just a farmer kid, and he didn't really know. But he said once he became an adult, he realized that he was friends with a kid whose dad or grandfather was an expatriated Nazi from Germany, because it was like a bunch of war memorabilia. It wasn't just like the odd like lighter with a swastika on it. He was like it was like full regalia, like the uniform
stuff they hang off their shoulders.
Yeah. The uniform was like in a big frame on the wall, kind of thing. Like it was like a huge shrine to somebody's grandparents.
That should literally be a red flag.
It was literally a red
flag
flag with a huge white circle and a black swastika. Yeah, huge red flag.
So speaking of Nazis, no, it doesn't have anything to do with Nazis. Last week we got
Illinois Nazis.
Last week we got a wonderful postcard in the mail.
Yeah, we did. We got a postcard. Hank Hill, right?
It is an etching or a drawing of Strickland Propane in the front.
That is a beautiful postcard.
It's got Hank's little truck parked in front there. It seems to be dusk around there. It's really cool. It says art by Timothy P. Doyle, created for Unreal Estate 2012 at Spoke Art Gallery, San Francisco. You can go to www.mrdoyle.com to see his art.
Mr. Doyle.
But this postcard comes to us from the another part of Texas, and it says, "Howdy, Mike and Rusty." I'm going to go ahead and insert Mason there too. I'll tell you what. I found myself listening to your podcast after. You see how my voice?
You're already trying to be Hank, yeah.
I found myself listening to your podcast after taking away Bobby's iPod. Y'all sure do a good job reviewing my show. You wouldn't believe the filth on the radio nowadays. Keep up the good work. Hank Hill, Assistant Manager, Strickland Propane. That is so
yeah, I like
nice.
It, yeah, I like that.
But, you know, anytime we get something in the mail, I'm just like, holy crap. People
snail mail
care.
trips me out more than
They
the
care.
emails does. Emails are amazing, and keep sending them. I got another email to
Such
read
good people.
from a non-disgruntled fan.
By the way, I want to bring that up one more time.
Yeah.
The email we read last Friday.
Last Friday, we
was
did get
from
a response email.
We got a response. We're not going to read it because he asked us
he asked us not to. We'll honor that.
I want to tell that person who wrote the email.
Don't take me serious
This
at
is
all.
this is from me to you, man. It's seriously. I think I said it 100 times. We appreciate any correspondence we get.
Yeah.
And the fact that you had slight criticism about what we do, that only makes
doesn't
us better.
bother us at all.
No,
yeah, it doesn't bother us at all.
only makes us better, and we appreciate it. Honestly,
any commentary that was misconstrued, I apologize personally to that individual. But
sorry for doxing your house.
Yeah, you got to take it with just take it with a grain of salt. We're just here to entertain and talk shit. So.
Yeah, we're just telling jokes. That's all it is.
We're just from Texas. We call it chewing. What is it?
Chewing the fat.
Chewing the fat.
Chewing the gristle.
They say yarn something.
Stretching a yarn.
Stretching a yarn or something.
That doesn't
like
make any sense. But yeah, sure, whatever.
Something.
Telling a story.
Weaving a basket.
Weaving a basket.
Pouring a cup of coffee.
Sure. Putting your shoelaces in your shoes.
Chainsawing down a tree.
You got it. Nut busting a cow.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
All right.
But but again, we do appreciate you. And,
tell me about this email.
So we got another email from a nice lady named April. So
April.
A Chicagoite. A Chicagoite?
I hear it's windy there.
Chicagoan.
Yeah,
That's
Chicagoan.
Right, yeah.
Love your dogs.
Hey, Mike and Rusty. I just found your show about a week ago, and I am almost all the way through.
Oh my god!
"Quote unquote" binge style.
That is a binge.
Yeah,
that
she hit it with binge style.
That is like a binge on crack.
Yeah, that's great. I love that you exist. My name is April.
That's nice.
I mean,
she loves that we exist.
She loves that we exist.
I'm assuming she means the show.
The show, yeah. It could have been anybody doing it.
Us
but
as humans.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you exist.
It's the show. She likes that the show exists. There are other King of the Hill shows, just so you know, if you didn't know.
They're not any good.
They're not any good. But
that's another joke, right?
Another joke. Actually. Might be a little more.
Don't do it.
Might be a little more fact than fiction. I don't know. I've never heard of any other podcast that was this good.
I would now. I tell you not to do it, but I would revel in a little war between the King of the Hill shows.
We had a little beef going early on. Yeah, we had that little beef early on.
Yeah, and I wish
we still. I'm still in contact with all those people. Everybody got busy with life and everything, so everybody wasn't able to be on. But I'm gonna reach out to everybody during the holidays and get some stuff kicked off for the new year. Let me carry on here. So my name is April. I was born and raised in Chicago, with the exception of a 5-steer inn in Indiana, where I live next to a real life Hank Hill. Their kitchen and living room are the exact same as Hank and Peggy's. Well, that is a ranch animated style. Well, it is. They were animated. Yeah, it was a cartoon living kitchen. Room. But I mean, it is a very the layout and everything of their house is a very common ranch home,
very 50s,
layout,
60s ranch house. Yeah.
So here we go. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of the show, and I would absolutely love and be totally honored if I could be on one of your episodes.
Hell yeah!
Here you go. Reach out to me. It's really easier to contact me on social media, but email me again, and we'll get you sorted out. If you do have,
send us a number.
If you do have Instagram or anything like that, reach out to me on there because communication's more direct and it's easier to communicate that way. But if not, just send me another email, and we'll get you scheduled and get you on. But her argument,
and I tell you what, I'll make a deal.
Okay.
She didn't even have to pay the regular $20 to be on the show.
Yeah, you don't have to pay the fee.
We don't charge anybody. That is another joke.
That is another joke. We don't charge anybody at all. $29.99, 3 installments.
We are selling our underwear though. If you'd like some.
Yeah,
of
we
those,
are selling those. I've got a fresh pair.
Nice
with
Ziploc bags.
skids in it for you.
Yeah.
So here's her argument for why to be a guest. I know a lot of KOTH trivia. I know a whole bunch of useless stuff, and often shout out answers to things you don't know the answers to, or things that go over your head.
Yeah.
Admittedly, there is not a lot of that. And I'm going to shout out Artie on that one because he's going to he's responsible for some of those things.
He's responsible for a lot of those things.
Yeah.
Artie
Quite a
does
few of
great
them
job.
so far. Quite a few of them.
I'm very lucky to have him.
She also has an insight on Peggy that we might find interesting.
Oh.
I was raised in a city nothing like Texas, but not a lot of the show was lost on me.
Sure.
Anyway, you guys are the best.
Thank
I look
you.
forward to your decision about you having me on the show. I'm skeptical that you could, yet intrigued that you may.
Dude,
that's a Dale quote.
April, you are.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You are
anybody
100%
really
invited.
like. Maybe a light
Do
screening.
we need a call-in line?
We might need a call.
Do we need
in
a
line or
place where
something.
people can call in and then we play the messages?
That would be fun. I think that'd be hilarious. Some type of
Maybe
call-in
that's something
line.
we set up after the first of the year.
Yeah,
Y'all let us
I
know
think
if
we
that's
should.
something you would call into.
Yeah, we should do
Listen,
that.
where's our buddy that used to send the ads and stuff in the style of Hank Hill and things? You know, I mean, if he wanted to call in and do that instead,
You know,
that would
I
be
think there were
wonderful.
some wires that got crossed because he has a Google Drive that you and I have access to where he
Really?
posts all that stuff. I'm
Oh,
pretty
crap.
sure. The guy that does that, Christopher, reached back out to me.
Yeah.
You're lost in a sea of King of the Hill.
It's just life takes over, and
just message me the link to that again. I know you sent it to me before.
unfortunately,
Actually, I'm gonna look. Well, just resend it to me, and I'm gonna reach out. Actually, I'm probably gonna reach out to him after we record, because he does have a deal with all the ads on there. And he
I was just
posts
gonna say,
stuff on
like,
there.
unfortunately, I take care of a buttload of shows here, and so a lot of that's left to you to kind of hash out.
Yeah.
And I know you've sent me some stuff, and I've lost it. I've sent you some stuff. You and it just
it just
we
gets
cross our
crossed a little
wires.
bit. Yeah, it just gets crossed a little bit.
We need a show manager. Mason, you're the new show manager.
Yeah, we do need a show manager.
Well, that is wonderful.
If you have show management skills and you want to work for
Show management
4
skills.
packages of Tic Tacs a month,
a month.
call in. Yeah, we have 1
That's
packet
a
of Tic
box
Tacs
of Tic
a
Tacs
week.
a week. What choice of flavors?
No,
orange
whatever I
only.
buy, whatever the store's got when I go in there.
Whatever they have a 4-pack of.
They had a Sprite.
Sprite flavored Tic Tacs.
They were yellow and it had the Sprite logo on the Tic Tac thing, and it was like, where did I see them at? Dollar Tree. I go to the Dollar Tree for these here because I can't get these. You guys can't see, but it's the Martinelli's.
Gold medal sparkling apple grape.
Yeah.
It looks like a little bottle of champagne.
They have apple mango. They have apple grape, apple pear.
These are kind of cool.
And I can't find them anywhere else. So I have to go buy them in
1,140
single
calories.
packs.
No.
I have to go buy them in single count bottles because that's the only way they sell them. They don't sell them in
Really?
a pack.
You can't order them online like in a big box.
You know, I looked on their website, but they're just like crazily priced.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
They're
Well,
not
they're
like
heavy.
reasonably. Yeah, they're heavy. They're not like reasonably priced for shipping because this at the Dollar Tree is only $1 per
Yeah.
bottle, which is
Yeah.
still kind of high for like an apple juice drink. But,
Yeah, but
it's
a
cheaper than
special one.
this. Well, think about it.
Party juice.
It was 8.5 fluid ounces for $1. You're paying like $3 for 12 ounces of apple juice if
Well,
you
but
get a
look
Minute
at
Maid or
A
something.
soda's,
so
$2 or more.
$2.60 or something. Yeah, for a 12 ounce soda. It's not a
12 to
bad. It's
16
not a bad
ounce,
deal,
yeah.
I don't think. And plus, I really like
Martinelli.
juices and stuff like that. I like juice a lot, so I like fruit juice.
Yeah.
My favorite fruit juice is actually black currant. But,
really?
But America doesn't have that.
You
apparently.
know,
It's a very British thing, black currants.
we went into this episode assuming we were going to talk about one thing, and now we are very much living up to that email from last week where we're just
talking about
spiraling
whatever.
out into something else here.
That was like 2 episodes worth of spiraling.
But the
I think we
thing
spiraled
is,
last week too.
The thing is, on Black Friday, you're supposed to, you watch football or you, for
or you
us,
play games.
Yeah,
I like playing video games.
For us
on
here
holidays.
in Texas, usually it used to be that Texas and Texas A&M would play each other on Black Friday.
Yeah.
But I was going to talk about Black Friday real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when I was a kid, and I'm talking probably 14, 15 years old, maybe younger, because I probably wouldn't have gone with my mom. But my mother and I used to go to number one every week. We'd go to garage sales.
Yeah,
because she was a garage sale fiend, and that's where I learned to buy and sell stuff on eBay and things like that. Right?
You got to.
I used to.
Otherwise, if you didn't learn how to do that, there would have been later on in your life, you would have been a hoarder.
Oh yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what it would. That's what it would have done.
Yeah.
They would have contributed to your because my parents were thrifters.
Sucks.
They weren't really hoarders, but they were thrifters,
Yeah.
and they were. My dad accumulated more stuff than my mom did, and it trickled into me. Once I started collecting, I started realizing I only need one thing out of that box I just bought, or I only need two things out of this pile of stuff I just bought. So I had to do like a reassessment of my stuff and like purge everything myself.
My buddy
so
Melvin,
if you need VHS tapes, let me know. I'm purging VHS tapes like crazy.
My buddy Melvin, he's a book hoarder. Like he just buys book after book after book after book, and he's just but he's a voracious reader. You know, so I mean, good for him. But anyway, when I was preteen, let's say, Black Friday started, and what would happen is what had happened was the paper came out on Thanksgiving Day, and it would just be thick, like
all
thick
kinds
with
of
coupons and
inserts
sales and all this stuff, right? And then places like Target, they would open at like 5 a.m. on Black Friday. And so people would start lining up at like 4 a.m. outside of Target or a place like that.
Camping out with tents and stuff.
They would camp out in a line. But back then, when you got through the door, they would give you like a gift bag as you came in, and it would have all kinds of cool stuff and coupons and like water and snacks and all kinds of crap. So you'd go home. Number one, you would buy a bunch of stuff that wasn't made specifically for Black Friday at that point.
Yeah.
But you would go home with like a bunch of little gifts from all these stores and stuff. It was crazy.
No, that's crazy.
It was a whole different.
That's how they incentivized it, huh?
Yeah, it was a whole different atmosphere. And then once it got rolling, they started just packing them in and selling cheap crap. And now it's going on for a month, which makes no sense. I just remember Black Friday being a big deal. It was a big deal. One of the things that and then the day after Christmas, a lot of or Christmas Day, a lot of places used to be open, and my former wife would go and buy all kinds of Christmas decorations because everything was like 50% off.
Yeah.
You know, and then you'd have to store it for a damn year.
Well, it's like that with every holiday. Every time something's over with, people want to rush and go. Like they'll end up giving kids Halloween candy that they had bought a year prior.
Yeah, the one that I still participate in is the day after Halloween. Those spirit stores that open up, those Halloween spirit stores.
Yeah,
they knock everything down because they're mobile stores. You know, they move from place to place, and so they don't want to take things from this place to that place. And so a lot of times, if you wait a couple of days after Halloween, now it may be picked over a little bit. Everything's like 80% off or whatever. I think I bought a fog machine for like $3 one time or something like that. I mean,
that's crazy.
It's amazing the stuff that you can get. And plus, you know, for us, we would buy a lot of props and things. You know, I've still got a bunch of that crap. I would hoard props. And then there came a day where Black Friday fell out of favor in my eyes. I was in a Walmart, and used to be Walmart would get these pallets of things in and place them strategically around the store. And then there would be an announcement that came, and it would say, "All right, shoppers, gather around the blah, blah, blah," whatever it is.
Yeah.
We're about to unwrap it, and first come, first serve.
Oh, so people would rush to it and fight each other.
Oh, I saw people hit each other over a toaster.
You know, there was one time I was at...
and I sat back and I was just like, yeah, I'm done.
This is a thrifting phenomenon, not necessarily a Black Friday phenomenon. So at the Goodwill bin stores, there's a lot of Hispanic women that are there, and they do clothes stuff.
Yeah.
I think what they do is they get them, and then I think they ship them back to Mexico or go back to Mexico. Whatever they do with them, I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like
or sell them at the flea market.
Well, it's like those
whatever.
trucks you see going down the highway, just piled with metal. You know,
they'll go scrap them in Mexico. Yeah, they'll do it with cars too.
Bicycles.
You'll see it'll be like a car towing 3 other cars.
Yeah,
it'll be literally a car towing cars kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, what it was is I I was there, and there was a bunch of Duluth shirts. If anybody knows anything about Duluth T-shirts,
Duluth Trading
they're
Company.
like $45 a T-shirt, and there was like a stack of 5 of them. Well, I grabbed my hand onto them, and as soon as my hand was on them, this Hispanic lady grabbed onto them too, and she pulled them, and I looked at her and I said, "Who's stronger?" And she just let go, and I grabbed the shirts. I was like, I already had my hand on them, lady. Like, these were my shirts. It was like, well, that's the thing is like if you resell those Duluth shirts, their resale value on them is pretty good because
I used
they're
to resell
so
T-shirts all the time.
sturdy. Their material, like they're just really, really sturdy shirts.
Yeah.
And there was a stack of 5, and they're work shirts too, you know. So like I grabbed them, and she saw me go for them, and I had my hand on them first, and she grabbed and kind of tugged. And I said, "Who's stronger?"
You know, Peggy would appreciate a good Black Friday sale, I would think,
I think
she
so
does
too.
go to the one at the mall, you know,
and she's stronger. Yeah, and she's stronger. Don't try to
But I
yank
think
nothing out of Peggy's
even in
hand.
this day, she would be shopping from the first day of November all the way through.
Yeah.
You know, after
I think Peggy to
Thanksgiving.
me seems like the kind of lady that she goes to the after Christmas sales, and she does all her Christmas shopping right after Christmas, so it just sits in a closet all year. So by the time you get your gift, it's such a dated gift.
You just hope that it's not a meat and cheese tray.
Or something like that. You're getting like this dated, aged gift,
Yeah.
like not even relevant to the situation anymore.
I would think Bobby would enjoy it too.
I think he would.
Like the old time Black Friday fight for a toaster kind of thing. I think Bobby would enjoy
I could
it.
see Bobby fight for some cold cuts.
Con would probably enjoy it too. Now he'd be calling everybody a hillbilly or whatever, but I think he might enjoy a good Black Friday sale.
No, he would.
Yeah.
I think he would.
But
for
I think
sure.
he would want to be the one selling stuff.
I think he would be the one punching people out. I think he would be in there doing that
Taibo.
Laotian,
Tai Chi.
sorry, whatever that Laotian.
Chi-Tai.
I don't even know what that is because a lot of those Southeast Asian countries all have like some type of martial arts that's specific to their country.
Yeah.
Let's type in Laotian martial arts.
Yeah,
and
there
see
you
what
go.
we get
You're
here.
looking it up.
Yeah. Muay Lao.
Muay Lao. I remember him saying that.
Lao. It's an ancient boxing style known as Mas Lak Hang,
Poof, pop, poof.
and it dates back to the 15th century as means of military combat.
Hank would stay home. He didn't want any part of that stuff. Didn't want anything to do with the Black Friday. Because he...
Oh, okay. Sorry, hold on. Muay Lao is the same as Pradal Sere, which is just Muay Thai. So in that area, you got Thailand, Cambodia, Laos. I was about to say Laotia. You got Laos right there. So I think that's probably, it's just a similar style that's all kind of native to that area.
Right. How many Thanksgiving episodes are there in King of the Hill?
Thanksgiving episodes.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's a Christmas one where they're... No, it is Thanksgiving where they're stuck in the airport.
That is a Thanksgiving episode, but there's other ones.
Isn't there one
there's
with
a
red corn?
Paste magazine, Thanksgiving, a guide to Thanksgiving episodes here. 9 pretty darn angry men.
Say it again, Mason. Oh, were you? Yeah. Well, there's
Spin the choice. That's another one.
Well, is that the one? Which is the one where Bobby is like taken up for all the Indians?
That's that one. Spin
Is
the
it?
choice.
Okay, there you
That's where the Bobby is introduced to white guilt.
That's true.
Goodbye Normal Jeans from season 7 is one.
Goodbye Normal Jeans.
So Goodbye Normal Jeans, Spin the Choice, 9 Pretty Darn Angry Men, and then
Thanksgiving.
the Thanksgiving one. Those are the
I love
4
how-
Thanksgiving episodes.
I love how Hank's got a turkey in a box at the airport. You know,
That would
and it's
be,
turned around.
I think that would be a good podcast, Mike, there, or some type of something like that where we take holiday specials or episodes.
We just do holiday specials.
There is a
I know. There's a lot.
massive Wikipedia list that breaks it down from animation to sitcoms to
It's not a
movie
bad idea.
specials to
Yeah.
and it does it for Easter, for Thanksgiving, for all the major holidays.
And what you call it is a very special episode.
There you go.
That's what it's called.
That's it. There you go. That's
Wait,
it.
wait. What you got?
I know that I was going to say, just because thinking on Happy Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
I was having this conversation with another employee who works here the other day
Mm-hmm.
about just
Well, that
going,
really narrows it down, Mason.
going through
A
airports.
few.
You talk
I-
to yourself.
And I didn't realize that in that episode, and this was a while ago, I could have mentioned it last time, but
Yeah.
I remembered now how they don't go through security at that airport.
Yes.
The entire episode.
Yeah, no, they
Yes.
don't.
And they go back and forth, and Dale just walks in.
Yeah.
Nancy just goes in with
Yeah.
red core.
I remember though.
Well, remember at the
Hey,
Pre 9/11.
Yeah,
There's
it's
just a funny. There's just funny.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
remember, like, they start unloading all their crap right there in front of the airport and stuff.
Mhm.
You'd get shot in the head for doing that at this point.
I think that's what season 5 is going to indicate too. That'll be a signifier on season 5
Oh,
for
do we
maybe
run
some of
into
the
9/11?
tone. We run into 9/11 in season 5, I think, and
Oh,
that'll
wow.
that'll set some of the tone for after that
How fun.
because there was this huge thing in media
Steel don't melt.
that a lot of people I imagine most of the people that listen to our show know this because they're probably experienced it. But during that time frame,
Actually, Rusty, it won't be till season 6.
season 5
5
6.
ends in May of 2001.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
okay.
There you
So
go.
season 6. Thank you for clarifying that for me, Mason. So, what a lot of people
Excellent producer Mason.
Yeah, there you go. Like Jamie on JRE, just pulling it up quick. What it is if you didn't experience it, there was a weird thing in media around that time where they were washing out a lot of violent stuff. Like there's some movies that had to go back and do re-edits. There was some movies
I
that
think it's about
meant
the
to be
time-
released that day and they didn't release them for whatever reason.
I think it's about the time they got rid of a lot of the Tom and Jerry and Speedy Gonzales and all of
they
that kind of
pulled a
stuff, too.
lot of
Yeah.
stuff for just like a couple of weeks.
The original
And-
draft of Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, you're talking about when that happened. They pulled a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah. I'm
okay.
talking about
movies, all kinds
yeah,
of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. A lot of different stuff, and there were scenes that completely changed
Dana
for it too.
Carvey was making, and I've heard him tell this story. And by the way, I want to say Dana Carvey has always been one of my favorites. And he lost a son this week
he
to an
did,
overdose.
To an overdose.
And,
An accidental overdose.
I honestly, I know Dana Carvey's never going to hear this, but if anybody that knows him ever hears it, tell him that he's been an inspiration to me for a long time. He's a very, very funny guy.
Very funny guy. One of my
And-
favorite SNL
and
guys.
I'm sorry that tragedy has touched you. And
I think he's one of the
heart
most
goes out to you.
underrated from that era.
really is.
He's really, really because
But
everybody couples him with Mike Myers, and they
Yeah.
don't separate the
Yeah.
two. And Mike Myers gets a bigger
Yeah.
because he had a bigger movie career,
Sure.
obviously, than Dana Carvey did.
Well, Dana Carvey
But
did
I
the
think
one.
he's way funnier.
He did the one. He did Master of Disguise.
That was hilarious.
I hated it,
You hated it?
I thought it was a
loved
terrible
it.
movie.
I thought it was hilarious.
but he tells this.
I thought that's what the purpose was. It was supposed to be bad. I
Probably.
thought that's why it was funny.
But he tells this story about. You remember how he was dressed up like a turtle
Yeah, turtle,
one point?
turtle. Yeah.
when they were filming those scenes? That's when 9/11 happened.
Oh wow.
And so they all gathered around for like a prayer, when it happened and they heard
Yeah.
about it. He was still in the turtle costume.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
standing
He's standing there like doing a prayer in this big ass turtle get up
He's got
with the makeup on it because they kind of did a little bit of makeup on him and stuff.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
Dana Carvey, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened. Okay, so we promised that we would do King of the Hill versus Bob's Burgers, and guess what? We're not doing it again. So we'll do it next Friday.
Yeah, we'll do it next Friday. We kind of
This
got
is-
off on a
This is a
tangent.
floating target.
It is a floating target. That might be the offshoot episode. We might have to just break this
That's right.
ramble session off to Those Boys Ain't
go
Right.
somewhere.
Those Boys Ain't Right.
Hey, one more time I'm going to mention. I mentioned it on Monday, but I know that you guys have eaten a lot since, and the tryptophan really starts to set in. We are looking to spin a show off, and maybe it's the very special episode or something like that. Maybe it's another animated show that you'd like for us to review. Maybe it's British comedies. Maybe it's I don't know, sex enhancement pills. I don't know. Whatever.
Anything, really.
I would just like to have some ideas from you guys.
Well, there's another idea. I think I talked about it last time, but specifically, there is a website that tracks everything that's being released into the public domain day by day, of which it's able to be released into the public domain.
Yeah.
And because I've been trying to narrow it
Public
down.
domain's not a bad idea because you could play a lot of that content.
Yeah, you
within
could
the
play
show.
the
Yeah.
audio,
Yeah.
and then if you did have a video element to it, you could show anything you
Sure.
wanted. Like, there's no rules or regulations on monetization of that content or whatever, and not even monetizing it, just using it without having to worry about a cease and desist letter. Mickey Mouse is really close to being entered into that realm. And right now, from what I understand, I was doing some research on some of the litigation around it. Disney is doing everything in their power to extend the copyright out some more to protect
Well, it didn't work on
Mickey
Winnie
Mouse. So it didn't work for Winnie the Pooh. I highly doubt it works for Mickey Mouse.
Well,
I think what they have to do is Mickey Mouse, we might be seeing the end of Mickey Mouse being the helm mascot. It might just go to the W. They might just – you don't think so?
No.
I think once it starts getting bastardized,
I think
and people start making crazy content out of using Mickey Mouse, I think they go away from using him.
They already have been. I mean,
he's not really that big.
On South Park.
I think the thing that will save them with the Mickey Mouse thing is that is a total Walt Disney creation.
Yeah.
Right now, if you're talking about Winnie the Pooh or something like that, that was somebody else's creation.
Yeah, that was one of his
Bob Ross
marketing tactics. But that was actually A.A. Milne. But that was one of his marketing tactics for Disney is he would go and buy these because I can't remember what book it was, but there was a ton of controversy. I want to say it might have been Mary Poppins. They made a whole movie about the Mary Poppins movie being made.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was a book from some woman, and he bought the rights to it or something.
It is so weird.
And
it is so weird.
Somebody didn't make the money properly somewhere, and they made a whole movie about it.
It's so weird to me to log into Hulu and see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey featured on the front page.
Yeah, actually, this is kind of crazy. I didn't know it was that soon. So January 1st, 2024, Mickey Mouse.
Really?
Fair game. Yeah.
I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be crazy.
All right. Well, again, we'll take your suggestions and we'll put them in the hopper, and somebody's gonna win a fabulous new show. So send them in if you can. Rusty, you want to tell them where they can find us and how they can send in their suggestions?
Yeah, you can find us at bwaaakoth.com, or you can find us at roguemedianetwork.com/bwaaakoth. That's 3 A's. You could also find these. You can find a lot of our content on youtube.com/bwaaakoth. I would appreciate if you went to facebook.com/bwaaakoth and joined our Facebook group and interact with us there. I'm pretty active on our social medias as far as responding. Excuse me. With the new year coming, I'm going to ramp up content again. I've really slacked off about midway through this year. I just got busy with life, and that's no excuse. I should be giving you guys content as it were. So I appreciate y'all sticking with us either way. And let's kick this off, this new season. Let's kick it off really big. Tell all your friends. Season 5's coming.
Friends and neighbors. Hey, just real quick before we get out of here, I want to feature a podcast, and I want to start doing this a little more often.
Yeah, for sure.
So that you guys know the kind of stuff that gets produced here at Rogue. This is a podcast called Bustles and Bangers. It's done by a couple named The Dangers. And what they do is they read trashy romance novels and basically make fun of them the entire episode.
Yeah.
They have taken a little bit of a holiday break, and I want to make sure that they come back and keep doing their episodes. They're up to 40 episodes, so not so intimidating that you couldn't go and just binge them all. If you get a chance, go listen to that and maybe drop them a line, because I know they would appreciate the pat on the back.
Yeah,
go
check them out. They work hard at what they do. It's good stuff.
They're good folks. A little bit alt, but
a
good
little
folks.
bit raunchy.
Yep. If you
don't go into it all horned up.
Yeah. Well, or do
whatever floats your goat. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, go support Bustles and Bangers. You can find them at roguemedianetwork.com. And that's it for us. We'll see you Monday.
Wimitanye.
Wimitanye indeed. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.